Alright folks, we are out in the West Texas town of El Paso.
You better not fall in love with no Mexican girl.
Well, you never know. Only if her name's Felina. So anyway, we are getting ready to embark on an 8-day sightseeing trip of the American Southwest and also the West Coast. Wish we had more time, but we're going to see what we can in the next 8 days. So
we've been so excited, been wanting to do this for so long. So
yeah, we've talked about doing this for years. So the goal tonight is to get to Phoenix, Arizona. We're going to go and try a very famous steakhouse that I saw on television. And I said if I'm ever in El Paso, then I'm going to eat there. So we're going to head out there now and have some lunch. It's just after lunchtime. And then we're going to head on to Phoenix. And well, we're going to do a few things around El Paso first and take a couple of pictures and videos, and then we're going to head on to Phoenix. So stay tuned. And we have just landed in El Paso, and we are going to try the world famous Cattleman Steakhouse in Fabens, Texas, which is about 30 miles east of El Paso. We are on the road to it now. It's called Cattleman Steakhouse at Indian Cliffs Ranch. And I first saw this steakhouse on one of the food shows. I don't know which one it was, to be honest with you. Years ago, probably 5-6 years ago. And I always said that if I was ever in El Paso, that's where I was going to eat. So today's the day. They are open today. This car's beeping. We don't know why yet.
We're still trying to learn.
It's a little more modern than our vehicles. So anyway, we are headed up the road. We just got off at the Fabens, Texas exit, and we're headed up to Indian Cliffs Ranch to eat at the Cattleman Steakhouse. One of the things, and we're not here at night, obviously, but one of the things that's really neat about this place is that if you come here at night, the coyotes will actually come up to the window and look in at you eating. And I'd like to experience that. I don't think we're going to see any today. But we are going to try what is reputed to be the best steakhouse in Texas. And folks, I guarantee there's a lot of good steakhouses in Texas.
Oh, I'm sure.
So if this one is the best, we're going to find out. So I'm kind of hoping I don't get my hopes up too much and then it just be good and not anything exceptional. But looking forward to the experience of eating here. So we're going to show you some more video and let you know how it goes. Well, hello everybody. We have landed in El Paso, Texas, and we are going to try something we've been wanting to do for years. And this is the Cattleman Steakhouse at Indian Cliffs Ranch in Fabens, Texas. It's about a 35-minute drive from downtown El Paso. I first saw this place on one of the television food networks years ago, and I was really intrigued by it. It's out here in the middle of the desert, out in the middle of nowhere really. And actually, if you come here at night, which obviously we didn't, the coyotes will come up and look in the window as you eat. And I don't guess we'll get to experience that, but this is supposed to be the best steakhouse in Texas. And I guarantee you Texas has a lot of good steakhouses. So this is actually on a working ranch. There's a lot of things that we passed on the way in that as we're going out and doing our intro. We're going to have the camera facing out the car instead so you can see some of the things that are here. But this is a really neat place so far. It's a very warm day here in El Paso. So we're going to go in and try their steaks out and see if they're as good as they're supposed to be. All right, as we're walking in, here's some of the cuts of steak. Now that cowboy, that's quite a steak right there. All right, walking up to put our names in. Okay, we got seated immediately. There's like 500 cars out there. I thought we would have a long wait, but thankfully we don't. So I'm going to go ahead and get the menu here, and then I'm going to show you a little bit of the place. This is a lot bigger than I had it pictured to be. We're back here stuck in the corner.
Very private.
Yeah, kind of private, but you can't really see a lot of the restaurant from here. I'll get back to the menu in just a second. But this is just one section right here. Very Western feel to it. All right, here's the menu. I know they feature a wide variety of things, but I came here for steak. I did not come here for shrimp. I love shrimp, but I'm in El Paso, Texas, not Florida, so, or not the coast. So. And you get all you can eat spicy ranch beans and pineapple coleslaw, and then you get to choose one other side, which is not all you can eat. You can choose between a baked potato, rice, or corn on the cob. Now here are the steaks: the cowboy, the cowgirl, the wagon master, the filet mignon, and I'm going to be getting the 14-ounce ribeye. And here's seafood, should you decide you want to come here for seafood. There's the desserts. You got quite an array of desserts. Alright, that's the menu. I'm going to walk around and try to get some of the inside here. Well, strike one, they don't have sweet tea. I just tried to order sweet tea, and apparently in Southwest Texas they don't do sweet tea, they do unsweet tea. So, I got Dr. Pepper to drink. I wasn't really wanting a soda, but probably should have just got water. But anyway, I'm going to walk around just a little bit here and try not to disturb anybody. I like to get out the window, but it's kind of hard to do. So just walk through right quick. I think over here I can get a shot out the window without disturbing anybody. Yeah, here we go. Nobody at this table. So anyway, here's a little bit of the southwest desert of Texas. Now, believe it or not, that mountain range you see in the distance is not in the United States, it's in Mexico. It's just across the Rio Grande River, or Rio Grande, I'm not really sure what's correct there. But actually, here's another room. Wagon wheel chandelier. This is a lot bigger than I had it pictured to be. So here's the ranch room. All the saddles. Okay. And they actually have a little gift shop, small souvenir shop in here. Or if you want you a t-shirt from the Cattlemans, there's some over there. If you want you some red checkered boxer shorts, there you go. Pretty awesome. And this is why I thought we were going to have a long wait, but we did not.
Are your tables ready?
So back in the garden room, I think that's where we are, if I don't get lost. All right, I'm walking outside to the vehicle, our rental vehicle, to check on our two dogs. Tried to park in the shade, but I just want to make sure it's not getting warm in there for them, because like I said, this is a very warm day in West Texas. Temperature's probably 70 degrees right now. It's been pretty warm in a lot of places this time of year. So, got a horse right here. His name's Excalibur. Says not to feed him or pet him, he might bite. I don't want to be bitten by a horse today. So I want to give you a view of the steakhouse here. some of the native desert plants here. I know that's some kind of cactus. I'm not the person you want identifying cactuses. Now, I can't identify the saguaro cactuses in Arizona. I'm not sure what those are. But it ain't like nothing like what we got in North Carolina, I can tell you that. All right, I'm on my way back into our table. Dogs seem to be fine. Wasn't too awfully hot. Okay, our food has arrived, and these are the spicy beans, pineapple coleslaw, which is not something I would have expected in Texas, but one other time I had it was in Florida, and I loved it. So, thank you. Thank you. Here's the 14-ounce ribeye, cooked medium, baked potato. Looks good. There's the 10-ounce ribeye, and show them your little herb butter thing. She bought her little herb butter dip, so I'm gonna try one bite of that. All right, we're gonna chow down here. Actually, I'll tell you what, this is supposed to be the best steakhouse in Texas, so why don't you get the first taste. Is it just good, or is it the best ever?
Very, probably best ever.
Okay, well, then I'm gonna quit boring y'all with the video, and I'm gonna try mine. So. Okay, getting ready to try mine now. I'll tell you what, that's as good as any I've ever had. I've had some good ones.
Very flavorful.
None would top that. That is excellent. You gotta come here if you're in El Paso. Alright, here's our ticket. Now, this is going to be our most expensive meal of the entire trip, and we knew that coming out here. So, this was going to be a little steep, but we're going to make up for the rest of the week. That's our bill. I'll be honest with you, it's worth every dime. So,
they've got a really neat patio sitting area outside here with some very beautiful views.
hello everybody. We just finished eating here at the Cattleman Steakhouse at Indian Cliffs Ranch in Fabens, Texas, about 35 minutes east of El Paso. And want to let her start off by telling what she had and what she thought of everything.
I had the 10-ounce ribeye, and that steak was amazing. Very tender, very flavorful. I did get the herbed butter, and I thought it complemented it very nicely. Baked potato was good. The pineapple slaw, that was really good. It kind of had a sweet, I don't want to say tangy, but I enjoyed that. That was good. The ranch beans or whatever, those were okay. I mean, that wasn't really nothing great, but very pleased with my meal. The restaurant inside is amazing. It's beautiful inside. I got different rooms that are just decorated very neatly, and I just love the outside. You know, the scenery here is just very neat. So I had a very good meal, very well pleased.
Yeah, there's not enough I can say about this. Mainly just wow, that would be the word I would use. My concern was that I've looked forward to eating here for so long, and I finally made it to El Paso, and I was afraid that I maybe would have my hopes up for it to be something it wasn't, and I'm not leaving here disappointed at all. It was wonderful, and the steak, I can't say enough about it. One of the most flavorful steaks I've ever had. The sides, the pineapple slaw, that's the second time I've had pineapple coleslaw, and you know, I had some in Florida. I didn't expect to find that in Texas, but it was just as good here as it was there, about the same. So just can't say enough about it. So it was really, really good, really amazing. And sorry about that. I had to cut it off for just a minute. A man was walking up to us. I didn't know if we were in a forbidden area on the property here, or if what he was going to say to us, so I cut it off just a minute. He just walked on by. But the pineapple slaw, it was just like what I remembered having in Siesta Key last summer. I never had thought about pineapple and coleslaw before, but when I was in Florida, I got it. They have it here. Just about identical. Really, really good. And we were kind of trying to decide what to get as a backdrop because there's so much to this place. It's a whole ranch, but we decided to get the mountains there in the background. But honestly, I'm going to tell you something. This is supposed to be the best steak in Texas. I've had a lot of good steaks. I've never had any better than this one. So if you are in El Paso, you got to drive out here and try this place. I think you would be shortchanging yourself if you didn't. And honestly, if anybody could come here and give this place a negative review, I don't know what it would take to make them happy. I really don't. But excellent place. And we usually do our outro last. We're not going to do that this time. I wanted to go ahead and give you the review. Then we're going to film a little bit more on the way out, just kind of let you see what this place is like. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and pan around here, just let you see some of the scenery. Well, I was going to turn it back around and just record, but yeah. Let me just go ahead and do that. Give me just a second here. Okay, here we go. Now, actually, if you look out there in the distance, you're looking into Mexico. That mountain range is below the Mexican border. We are not far from Mexico at all. And down here in the foreground, you got a pond or a reservoir of some type. You got some teepees, excuse me, and got the Southwest Texas desert. And now looking back over towards El Paso, you can see the mountains in the distance. So we're going to be heading back that way now, do a few things in El Paso. But this is just a really, really neat experience here at Indian Cliffs Ranch in Fabens, Texas. And panning back around towards the Steakhouse now. And we don't have these kind of plants in North Carolina. So a lot of neat kinds of plants and stuff out here. So anyway, we're going to wrap it up for now. I highly recommend this place. Would you come here again?
Definitely.
If only it wasn't over 1,600 miles from where we live. But anyway, this is the first day of our Western road trip. And this is the way we wanted to kick it off, and we got to, and not disappointed in the least. So we're going to record a little bit more on the grounds as we're leaving here. Okay, so we're now leaving the Cattleman Steakhouse, and so just let you see a little bit of the scenery. We are truly out in the middle of the desert. In fact, there's not much else around here besides this steakhouse. You literally get off the Interstate 10, what was that, exit 49?
49.
And you go north about 6 miles, 5 miles or so, and you don't even think you're going anywhere. You're just out in the middle of the desert, and then here it is. I better not hit that speed bump too hard. Alright, so let me adjust this a little bit. But I'm going to go real slow right through here. As slow as I can with someone behind me. A little bulldozer right there.
So it's speed limit 10, so if you're going 10, you're fine.
I'm doing about 8.
Okay.
Alright, I'm going to pull to the side right here. I'm going to let these people go around.
Say, can you drive over in the night?
I do not know. But, let me have the cell phone. I'm going to add some clips from the cell phone here to the side. That there's a buffalo. Okay. Here's the lake walk. I'm assuming you walk down to the lake. Yeah, there is, and there's actually a petting zoo. We passed a little petting zoo for deer.
That's where you walk over.
Okay. I don't know if there's an admission charge for that. I have no idea, to be honest with you. I didn't see a sign saying there was, but as you can see, this just has a very authentic Western feel to it. We are in the Southwest, and I really, that steak, I mean, I'm still tasting it. It was perfectly seasoned, perfectly cooked. Especially the outer edges, the tender part of a ribeye, you didn't even need a knife for this one.
It was
the only time you really needed a knife to cut it was maybe in the middle, and it was still very, very tender. Okay. So, I told her coming in, you give me a motorcycle on this road, and I could have some fun. But folks, that was our experience at Indian Cliffs Ranch. Cattleman Steakhouse. Definitely would recommend it. $45, really? What kind of warped sense of humor? What?
$45, really?
On this road. One good thing about Texas highways, though, the speed limit, the interstate speed limit is 75. Back home, it doesn't exceed 70. Might as well get some of the scenery out here in the desert as we're going.
I love that.
Yeah. Totally different than back home. We have the Smoky Mountains back home. Now I will tell y'all something funny. It's about 70 degrees right now. I'd never been to El Paso before, neither one of us have. I watched a football game, a college football bowl game, about 6 years ago. It was the Sun Bowl, which took place in El Paso, and it was in a blinding snowstorm, like a blizzard. So I remember getting worried coming out here in December. I figured El Paso was prone to a lot of snow. I'm going to go out on a limb here. It is not going to snow today.
No.
In fact, I don't think El Paso really gets that much snow. That was just a freak snowstorm, but it was a big one. So I had in my mind that El Paso, because it's in the high desert, you know, altitude about 3,700 feet. I figured it might be a snowy part of the country, but it's very dry and very arid. That's a weird looking mountain out there to the left, the way that just kind of curves downward and drops off. Some really neat formations out here.
What are those, like dune buggies, or what are they called? Sand buggies?
Yeah.
I saw someone out there with one.
Yeah. If I lived out here, yeah, look at those hills over there.
That'd be fun. Oh yeah, that's probably what they do right there too.
You gotta find some way here to amuse yourself, because there's not really much else right here to do. We have been up since about 1 this morning.
Yeah.
And it is now 4:04 at home. It's is that right? 2:04 here?
Yep.
Okay. So.
And I have only cat-napped a little bit on the fly, just dozed here and there.
I haven't slept at all because I was too wired. So.
Yeah, it's like every time I look over at him, it's like his face is glued to the window.
Yeah, I haven't flown since 1998, 23 years.
And he had an app that was supposed to track our flight, and he's always checking that.
Yeah, and the thing didn't even work. It was supposed to track our flight at airplane mode, and it didn't even work. Once we got up to a certain altitude, then it stopped working. So that bothered me. I was wanting to see what states we were flying over. So once we landed in Dallas and knew we were flying to El Paso, where we're in the state of Texas the whole time, it worked like a charm on the second flight. But the first flight, when we go through 5 or 6 states, it quit working. So much for that. But yeah, we've been up since 1 this morning Eastern time. It is now 4:05 at home, and flew out of Charlotte. Our flight departed 5:45 a.m. landed in Dallas, I think 7:39 their time. That's an hour behind us.
Left at 10:15.
Left at 10:15, then gained another hour going to El Paso, because that's in the mountain time zone. So anyway, we've been on the go for quite a while, and our motel reservation is for Phoenix tonight. So we're gonna hit a couple of hot spots in El Paso, just some photographic places, and we're gonna get on the road. So more video to come. But thank you for watching our review of the Cattleman Steakhouse. And folks, you got to come here. If you're in El Paso, you got to come here. So please like and subscribe, and we would appreciate it.